for any WWE person right now saying, you're a part-timer, you're going to Hollywood, they're absolutely right. And if they can't see why I'm making those moves, I don't expect them to. I don't expect to change their mind.
I've been to the last 8 WrestleManias.
Me
Chris,
too.
you want to select that
Wow,
photo?
we have so much in common. Chris Van Vliet, Deco Drive. So I've talked to you via satellite before, but it's great to finally sit down with you. Are you surprised at how much people are talking about your hair?
No, I think there's a lot of, like you, dedicated WWE fans out there, and people are used to John Cena, the character, looking a certain way, especially because John Cena, I hate third-personing myself, but me, the character, is very close to me, the person. I really enjoy the movie-making process. I enjoy telling stories like we do in the WWE through movie. This not only is an uncomfortable situation for me to embrace, which I dig, but it also hopefully will give me more opportunity to tell more stories, and that's my goal. So sometimes you have to go through some uncomfortable stuff to reach the goal end process.
I can't imagine when we see you back on WWE TV.
It's gonna look weird, man.
What?
It's gonna look weird. I don't
You're
know.
gonna have this hair?
Yeah, I don't know if I can wear a cap.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And look at your reaction. Like, no, it can't happen. No. Yeah, it's gonna happen. You'll
Wow.
see it. Yeah.
Have you had a chance to speak with Roman Reigns yet since he made his announcement?
I did. I texted him the day of the announcement, just letting him know that he is in really good hands. He is part of a very exclusive fraternity. We all love him for what he's done. We all respect the fact that he is taking care of his health, which is first and foremost. And I told him if he needs anything, he knows where to find me. And I know Joe. I know Joe's a tough SOB. I don't ever expect to say, hey man, I need this. I don't ever expect to get that text. But if I do, I think we have a mutual understanding that he knows it's as good as done.
Yeah, I appreciate hearing that. That's amazing. In this film, we know that this is Haley's character's first car. What was your first car?
84 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Wow, right like that.
Yeah.
Did it have a fun name?
It did not. I got it when I was 14 and a half and scrapped it by I was 15 and a half. So I never got to legally drive.
What happened to
Smoked
it?
the transmission.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a young, and it was an automatic. I did not know how to drive.
In the wrestling ring, you instantly know when you're over. You hear the boos or you hear the cheers, and if you're not getting a reaction, you can change things up.
Correct.
When you're on set as an actor, how do you know when you're over?
So performing in a WWE realm is unbelievable because it is that thrill of improvisational storytelling. You can listen to the immediate response and change your story to cater to the people who are in the building. An audience in Miami isn't going to be the same as Chicago, isn't going to be the same as Montreal, and Montreal the last time isn't going to be the same as this time. So it's all, that's what I love about it. That's why I'll never leave it. That's why I got a month to myself, and I'm going to do live events. Not even TVs, I'm just going to do live events because I can't get away from it. I love it. I think you feel most, and it's a creative process, so it's different for everyone. Some actors can be like, nailed it, got it.
Yeah.
I feel most comfortable in establishing open and honest dialogue with the director. The director is the person who sees the whole movie, has a shot list, knows exactly what we're doing, knows exactly what they want in the edit, knows how the finished product's gonna come out. I guess this would harken back to my relationship with Vince and the people who produce our television. How do you shoot this? How do you make it look? How can I help you make the best thing? Well, I need you to do this. There's creative feelings inside me who would love to be a bad guy on WWE. That ain't gonna happen because that's not my job. My job is to be who I am, and that comes from my director. So I come from that school of thought of talk to your coach, talk to the person running the show, ask them how you can be the best you can for the movie, and play your role the best you can.
With great respect, in the lead up to WrestleMania 28, you talked a lot about how The Rock wasn't there every single week,
Yes.
and you were.
Yeah.
What do you say to wrestlers that say, you're kind of doing that right now? You're
I say
not there
they're
every week."
100% right. And on many occasions that I've been asked that question, I selfishly, in a very tunnel vision feud, I would say, or grievance with Dwayne, tried to do whatever I could to hearken him back to the WWE. Thank goodness he listened, because we had some of the greatest entertainment we've ever had in the programming because of it. But from a genuine standpoint, if you're taking it for more than entertainment, if you're taking it for, okay, what you said was absolutely personal, I'm sorry, I was wrong, and I spoke out of ignorance. When you do a movie, you are not allowed to do anything else. Because if I go do Monday Night Raw and Seth Rollins puts my nose over here, that messes up the movie. And not just like, well, you've messed up the movie. People don't understand there's 150 people on a movie set who are financially dependent on that movie getting done on time.
Yeah.
That movie moving costs everybody money and sets the movie up to fail, which means we don't get to do another movie, which means these people don't get to make money. It's their livelihood. So you want to take a deep dive into stuff like that. I spoke from ignorance. I wasn't in the movie making business. I was in the WWE business. And I'm like, man, you love this. Why aren't you here? Oh, you're not here because you go from one movie immediately to another because you're so successful and you're doing well in this venture.
Yeah.
And in doing so, you're paving the way for people like me to be successful in this venture. I owe a lot of what I've done in WWE and in cinema to Dwayne Johnson. He's always been genuine. He's always shot straight, and that's on TV and off TV. We have a very good rapport with each other, and I've told this to him that I'm sorry, and I can tell it to you, and I can tell it to you. I spoke out of ignorance, I was wrong, and I'm sorry. So for any WWE person right now saying, you're a part-timer, you're going to Hollywood, they're absolutely right. And if they can't see why I'm making those moves, I don't expect them to. I don't expect to change their mind. I'm that guy who goes out and half of them say I suck and half of them like me. The part of them that say I suck, I'm never gonna change their attitude, ever. They're gonna say that I want your character to evolve. Got a new haircut, guys. No, I want you to go back to how you were. Like, it's a perfect example of you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
I'm out to entertain folks, to make people happy, and those who do believe in what I do, to reinforce my behavior to keep them believing.
It was such a pleasure to chat with you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
That was awesome.
Appreciate
the movie
it.
is fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So I got to be honest, I was pretty stoked to do this interview with John Cena, and equally as stoked to put this online and share it with you guys. Wow, the way I've shot this looks like a palm tree is growing out of my head here. So I'm still in Los Angeles. There's Los Angeles right behind me there. And as soon as I finished this interview with John Cena, I wanted to be able to come down here to my hotel room, like 7 floors below John Cena right now, and get this up online as quickly as possible, because I think he talked about a lot of interesting things in this interview. I mean, it was pretty great to hear him talking about Roman Reigns, who I think is in all of our thoughts as a wrestling fan right now. And for him to say that he reached out to Roman knows he's in good hands, and I think it's just a matter of time that we're going to see Roman beat this, and we're going to see him back in a WWE ring. Also pretty interesting to hear John Cena talking about basically admitting that, yeah, he is a part-timer now, and he has his reasonings for doing that, and if you don't like it, he can't change your mind, but that's what John Cena's doing right now. A lot of film, that's his passion. Wrestling is also still his passion. So he's balancing both, and if you want to call him a part-timer, he's apparently okay with being called a part-timer. So thank you for taking the time to watch the interview, and you're still watching this now, so I appreciate you watching as well. And between the time that I posted my last wrestling interview and this wrestling interview, and I know it's been a little while, so I apologize for that, something happened though. Something big happened. So I want to say thank you times 100,000 for this bad boy right here. And it's actually crazy that I'm holding this right now. It's crazy to think that I now have 100,000 subscribers and one of these really cool play buttons. But this, by the way, did not happen overnight at all. A lot of you have been subscribing to me since day one, and day one was 2011 when I posted my first interview. Thank you for subscribing then. A lot of you guys have recently just subscribed, and you're along for the journey now, so I thank you for that. And hey, there's a ton of people I know that are watching this video and don't subscribe, and that's okay. You know, it's cool that you just check in, watch a video, and you see when I post my next one, or maybe you'll never watch another one of my interviews, and that's perfectly okay. That's all right. The point of what I'm saying here is this has been like a really, really long journey. 7 years to get 100,000 subscribers. Right now it's at like 58 million video views, which I am so entirely crazy grateful for all of you guys for that. So at this rate, I've got the silver play button right now at 100,000. You get the next award at 1 million, the gold play button. So if I do the math here, it took me 7 years to get 100,000 subscribers. That means I will have the gold play button, 900,000 more subscribers, 7 years, 63 more years. So 63 years from now, I don't know what year that'll be, but you do the math. We'll have our floating cars and our shoes that lace themselves like Back to the Future. We'll have 1 million subscribers then. But seriously, on a serious note, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to watch this interview and any of the other interviews you've watched. I will link my old John Cena interview, the one I did with him via satellite, right here. It was cool to interview him via satellite, but even better to watch, sit with him in person. Although it was weird because walked in the room and you could just hear his voice because, couldn't see him.